probably like my 250th episode. Welcome once again internationally around the world to another live broadcast, an interactive live broadcast, solutions and answers with your coach, your breakthrough coach, Santos Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling annihilator, Stockton, California. Tonight we have a guest with us. Once again, some of you might know. Those of you that decide to join and interact, Edwin Cabrera. What do I call Edwin Cabrera? I call him an expert. I call him a teacher. I call him an artist because he is an artist. So he's going to be with us. We're going to discuss a little bit about what's happening in the crypto world and the world of transactions and future money. And I'm also going to take any questions. Listen, folks, I want to be challenged. I'm sure you want to be challenged. Maybe you want to grow. We got to be challenged. So I'm willing to take on your questions about gambling and addiction and anything for that matter. Challenge me. Shoot. All right. So welcome. And we're going to start talking about this wonderful stuff here. Jim, welcome to the broadcast. And I see we got Wig 475. So we've been discussing here. We actually been talking. I'm glad Jim's on here because Jim's kind of interested in learning more about crypto too. So I'm going to give the floor to Edwin here since I've already given my introduction and share, Edwin, what's on your heart, brother. What are we going to discuss tonight on this program?
I think everyone should really be interested in learning about crypto because crypto is the future of money. There is just no way around this. Digital money is going to take over the world, no matter how you cut it, whether you believe it or not. And you need to have at least a basic knowledge of what it is. Whether you get involved in it or not is you should, but if you at the very least you should know something about it, have some knowledge so that you can work from a point of understanding rather than just innuendo and just what you feel instead of what you know. So that's why I think we should share more of this information so people can really get a better understanding of it and stuff.
Yeah. Let me see. There's a question in here. Jim, welcome to the broadcast. And Eric, I know Eric has maybe a little skepticism, but that's fine. We can talk about this. We're all learning. Listen, my friends, I'm not an expert in cryptocurrency, but I'm learning a little bit more about the blockchain and about all of these transactions that are taking place. They're taking place every single day. And, ignorance, somebody said ignorance is bliss. It's not bliss. We need to learn what's happening because our money, even in banks, is a risk. What do you think about that, Edwin? If you have $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 in a bank account, why is it risky?
Because it belongs to the bank, basically. Plus, the bank uses your money to make money. They're giving you less than 1% a year. You're not making any money on there at all. The bank is making all the money. There is no point in putting money in the bank. And if something happens with the bank takes your money. If the bank collapses, that thing about FDIC and everything else, that doesn't always work, But I want to answer Wig 475 because he asked, "Oh, what is it backed by?" So I'm assuming he's asking, "What is crypto backed by?" But think about this: what is money backed by? Money has no backing whatsoever. Before until 1972, when President Nixon took the gold standard off of money, money was backed by gold up to 1972. Then Nixon turned around and said, "Okay, other countries wanted to get their gold, so he said we can't give you guys all this gold back. So we're gonna have to take the gold standard off of money." So money is not backed by anything. Money is fiat, is paper. So when people ask what is crypto backed by, it's the same thing as money, because what it is that we're backing it up is by all of us. It's a consensus. that dollars are valuable. That's all. It's a general consensus. Remember, the government does not create the dollar. The Federal Reserve creates the dollar. The Federal Reserve is not a government agency. The Federal Reserve is a banking institution. So
It's a bunch
we
of
all,
mysterious people, actually.
huh?
Bunch of mysterious people.
That's true. You don't know who they are, but every country has a Federal Reserve, and they're the ones who are just pumping out dollars and crazy dollars. And now trillions and trillions of dollars are being produced daily, and we're going into a trillion and trillions of dollars of debt daily. So right now the dollar is worth less than 10 cents in actual value. So eventually even the governments are looking at how can they instill some type of digital currency, because again, it's just a consensus. As long as we all say this is the real money that we're going to use, then it's all good. So you don't need, right now Bitcoin is up to around 18,000 a coin, and it's going up and down. It goes up and down, but there are over 18,000 different coins.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I wanted to get into. I wanted to show you a resource that you could use to look at. If you want to research any particular coin, you could go to this resource, CoinMarketCap, and look at information about the coin, about its structure, about how many are being produced, about how much it costs, and about its history.
Is it difficult? Like, can you put up the Coinbase? Can you put that up so that?
Sure.
I mean, what I'm saying is it difficult to really research these?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, yeah. Let's see.
Let me see. Okay, while you're pulling that up, I'm going to read a question.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Question: Bitcoin seems very speculative, and I have been buying, but I feel that Bitcoin seems to be pumped on steroids more than what crypto really is. Dow trade on technicals and ignore fundamentals.
That's probably don't trade on technicals and ignore fundamentals. If you're trading, then you understand that, and it is speculative. All the coins are speculative because you don't know if it's going to go up or it's going to go down, and there are instances where it is. I mean, it went from 20,000 in 2017 down to almost 5,000 in the next few months. So it does go up and down, and you do. If you're trading, then you understand and you see the trends, then you're in a better position than anybody else. Most people are buying now because they see, oh wow, it's going up, it's going up. This is not the time to buy. We're still waiting to see if it goes back down. But what happens is, and people get psyched out, is like, oh no, it's going down, don't buy. Oh, it's going up, okay, buy now. Most people get in at the wrong time. It is a roller coaster, and you can see that throughout the whole history of Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is not the only coin that's around. That's the whole thing. Everybody's looking at Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is just the number one coin. There are so many other coins, like you were asking about. There are so-called penny coins, that are 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 cents a coin. All right, let's go. Let me see if I can show you, for example. Share screening is easiest with 2 monitors.
Wow.
Okay, let's share the screen.
500,000. That's huge.
Right.
Hey, welcome. Shout out to Nick. I got a little shout out to do. I don't know if he's watching, but thank you for I got a nice little, it wasn't a big donation, just a few dollars from somebody. I don't know if I've ever met him before. But Eric, I want to do a shout out to you. And I want to thank all of you guys that are supporting my mission, my life mission to help others. I thank you guys for supporting the mission. $10, $50, $150. It's all going into the same pot to help. So thank you for that. I appreciate you guys. Michael, welcome to the broadcast. Edwin is pulling something up.
Can you see this coin market?
And Kevin. or Kevin. There we go.
Do you see this coin market cap? Do you see my screen?
No, I don't see it. You got to
Okay.
share. Yeah, if you pull it
Okay.
up.
Nope. Supposedly I am sharing. Okay. Stop share. Share the screen. Share screen.
Because if I share my screen, I think you got to share it from your end. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah. And
Okay.
this is where you go just to kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies. No, the thing about cryptocurrencies is if you keep an eye on the good ones, they're going to go up. They
Right.
go down a little bit, but they go up. Unlike the dollar or the peso or the yen or the euro or the rupee, they don't go up in value. They all go down in value.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing that we need to take into consideration. Um, it's really my friends, it's really all about getting smart and learning. That's really what it's about. You don't have to make any decisions to do anything, but you should educate yourself, because especially if you're a person that works and you do a lot of transactions or you have a business. I mean, a lot of people are already taking different types of currencies. It just makes it easier for them to get money. It really does. In fact, I'm going to put a Bitcoin on my website, so that if somebody wants to pay me from across the world in Bitcoin, they can pay me in Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's easier. They don't have to go through Stripe. They don't have to go through PayPal. They don't have to go through all these, and on top of that, all these fees that are being paid. I know PayPal has fees. Stripes has. Every time that I get like a money from like Stripe, it's I think it's $10 or $15. So a lot of that, man, it adds up. That's one of the reasons why I want to do Bitcoin or crypto. I want to be able to accept those payments, and I am going to do it. We're already incorporating it into my Soldiers of Self Mastery website.
Excellent. Yeah.
So were you able to get that? Were you able to pull it up?
It says that I'm sharing, but it's not sharing. It's got me here instead of the window.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. There it goes. There you go.
I had to add it on.
Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so this is called Coin Market Cap. All right. And here, if we look at the top here, it says that there are basically 7,000, from what I can see, 7,800 different cryptocurrencies. And it tells you what their value is. Let me see if I can see this, because it's hard to see with this, but you could tell how much is there's a $500 million that is being moved around, or what the cap is right now is $500 million in cryptos are in circulation right now. And out of that, every day is over 150 billion dollars that are being moved daily in crypto.
So right now, Edwin, there's people, and you know them. I know some of them. There's people that are in here, and that's all they do, right? They spend a couple hours a day, and they buy and sell, and they make millions of dollars.
If you learn how to trade, just like if you learn how to trade fiat, if you learn how to trade Forex, because Forex is the same thing. You're trading different fiat currencies. You're trading euros for dollars and for yen and back and forth. You learn how to do that kind of trading. That's $1 trillion business also, industry every day. Trillions of dollars are being exchanged on Forex. It's the same thing that's happening now in crypto, because these things are being traded daily, constantly. And if you learn how to do that, that's really where the money is, because you can buy and sell. Well, there are a couple of ideas here. The first one is, if you don't know how to trade, which is not easy, you buy and you hold. And you just wait to see how it's going to go, and you hope that it goes up. And then eventually you get to a certain point where you say, okay, I'm going to sell this, or leave it. Some people are leaving it for long term. We're talking about 5 years from now, 3 to 5 years from now,
Yeah,
because we feel that Bitcoin is going to go up to 30, 40, $50,000 a coin, you know?
or higher.
Yeah.
They're saying higher.
Or higher. Yeah. I'm being conservative because all
Yeah.
speculation, people are talking 100,000 and everything else, but that's speculation. That's just, it could happen, but it may not, but it probably.
We'll know. I believe we're going to know within a month or two. I would say within the next 2 months, Bitcoin, Bitcoin was at 8,000 like three months ago. Not even 3 months ago. It was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I believe it was like around 8,000. It's hovering around 18 and 19,000 right now.
Right.
So, obviously people that had invested, they made money there, but so if it's hovering around that area, we can speculate from what we're hearing that Bitcoin is going to just keep going up. If it doesn't go up in the next 2 months, then I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to see it when I've seen it going up. It's kind of hard for me to think that it's not going to go up because it is going up.
Right. Yeah, well, and we hope that it keeps going up. But remember, like back in 2017, it went up to 20 grand and then it dropped like a rock.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know what, Edwin, looking at this chart here, it's hard to see. Can you see the numbers? I can't see them.
Let me see. Can we increase this? If I increase this, can you see them for some reason? Yeah.
It looks kind of blurry.
Yeah. Unless you do it on your end, it may be clearer if you go to coinmarketcap.com and share your screen, and then we can work off of there because I can't control. Let me see. Can I control that from here? Let me see if I can.
I'm going to remove it and then put another one up there. Yeah. What we're talking about here, you can profit. What we're talking about here is important because a lot of people, here's the thing. If gambling, if buying and trading crypto isn't something that you're interested in, then I wouldn't recommend it. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're looking at the future right here. When you think about autonomy, self-driving vehicles, a lot of people can't conceive that. Those vehicles are already on our freeways. So a lot of these things that we're talking about, it's not like we're gambling. This is, in fact, if this would even lead you, if what we're talking about would even lead you to gambling, then you really need to question your thinking process. Because we're not talking about, we're not asking anybody to invest $100,000 or anything like that. We're just sharing information. I dabble with crypto a little bit. I'm learning more about it. But the reason why I'm learning more about it is because it's the future of transactions. A lot of transactions are being done right now through this program that we're talking about, the cryptocurrencies, the exchanges, the wallets. And it's very, very convenient. It's very convenient. So we're just so used to this old system of money. In fact, I believe there was a time where a piece of stick was like a cryptocurrency, a sharpened piece of wood that somebody created that others didn't think they could do it. A sharpened piece of wood became like a crypto or like a dollar, or money, right? A piece to barter with. That's all this stuff is. And even with money, I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's crypto, and I'm sharing this because somebody needs to hear this. Whether it's crypto or money, if you're going to gamble, if you're going to fall into that kind of sin and destroy yourself, you're going to fall. It doesn't matter. If you're determined to go there, you're going to go there. If you're not determined to go there, then you won't go there. We have to be smart. We have to use what we can and, not be just out here just trusting. A lot of people depending on the government, a lot of people depending on those stimulus checks, a lot of people depending on all these things. What happens if it all runs out and we don't have anything? We got to be doing what we can to learn about what is possible.
And this is not gambling. This is why we're giving you knowledge for you to understand what it represents. And like this person's asking, Michael is asking, they're not going to be printing any more Bitcoins, printing it. Right now, Bitcoin maximum is going to be 21 million coins. They have not, they don't print, it's called mining. They have mined 18.5 million coins. Within the next 20 or so years, they will mine the rest of the 2.5 million that is necessary in order to get to 21 million. After 21 million, there will not be any more Bitcoins mined, you know. So that's the other thing that you want to, if you're going to get into a crypto, you want to know what is the maximum amount of that particular crypto they're going to produce. How many have they already produced? How many do they need to produce? You know, what kind of society is behind that particular crypto? Does that crypto serve a purpose? You know, the reason they created Bitcoin was so that they could do transactions, financial transactions, faster, cheaper, and more secure throughout the world. So that's the purpose of Bitcoin. Now, there are other coins like Ethereum. Ethereum was created to transfer information faster, cheaper, and more secure throughout the world. So that's the purpose of Ethereum. You know, so if you're going to create a crypto, you cannot, it has to have some kind of purpose or some kind of reason that people are going to use it. And that's what the backup is. If you need Bitcoin, if you need to transfer money across the world, then you need Bitcoin, or you need another coin like it.
You know, I was just thinking as you shared that, I know we've got some skepticism. There's people, and I understand, you know, there's people that it's just, even with money, you know, it doesn't matter. Even fiat currency, we think people can do bad things with cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies is more secure, but sure, they can do things, bad things. But imagine what they're doing now with fiat currency. Look at what's going on today. All the stuff that it's not even controlled. You can't control that. I was wondering if you could pull up these banks that are getting ahead of us. Like, I don't know if you could pull up Bank of America and see. I can't do it on my end, or I can pull up a post like the patents, Bank of America on the blockchain, and they are moving and they are buying cryptocurrency. I believe Bank of America, Chase Bank, the major banks. In fact, this is what I hear, that they're pouring in millions of dollars. I don't know if they're buying Bitcoin specifically, but they're buying something. They're pumping a lot of money into these cryptocurrencies. And I was hearing that from somebody that is very, very, very wealthy. So, you know, what is going on? What, you know, why are the banks?
What do banks want to do? Make money. So they're going to go where the money is, you know, and they're seeing that everybody's going to where the money is. The other thing, there's a thing called XRP. XRP was created for security of bank transactions. So some banks are not using XRP, the coin, but they're using the technology of XRP to enhance their system. They're using the blockchain technology in order to make their transactions faster, safer, and more secure, because that's what they need. So they're using the technology in order to enhance their particular, you know, their banking system. You know, they may not be using the coin itself, but XRP is one of those that is about transactions for banking transactions. And this person, Nick, is asking about, the Bitcoin is number one, but all these other coins are trying to compete with it, and everybody wants to get to that number one location. And that's where that's where I wanted to show you in CoinMarketCap what is number one, what is number two, what is number three. You know, right now we can see Bitcoin is at, I just changed the page. We can see that Bitcoin is at $18,827 a coin. Yeah. And when you go to that particular thing, it also tells you what is the website, what is the market cap, what is the volume that they're producing daily. How much you see that circulating supply is 18.5. Like you see, that's what's circulating right now. And out of 18.5, they're only going to circulate 21 million. You know, so that's the kind of thing that you want to know. If you're going to research a coin, you want to really know all about that coin. And if we go, let me go back here a second. And we can see that Bitcoin is number one, Ethereum is number two, XRP is number three, Tether is number 4, and XRP. You see, I was telling you about XRP. XRP right now is 57 cents. And there have been people buying XRP when it was down to like 10 cents. And they've held on to it. For those who have held on to it, they are making a mint right now who believed in XRP. Of course, that's the whole thing that, people say, oh, you got to buy and hold. You see, and a lot of times people buy it, then they see it go down and they sell it. And then all of a sudden it goes up, so if you don't, you have to really hold it for the long term. You can see this graph here, how it goes up and down. When you click on there, it'll tell you exactly you can see all the fluctuations of all of these. These are the of all these different coins, how they went up, they went down, they went up, they went down, so they all have that same in common. Litecoin was at one time, Litecoin is supposed to be faster also than Bitcoin. Litecoin was supposed to compete. Litecoin was number 2 at one time and is now down to number 5. But Litecoin is at $80. It used to be at $50. It was about $50 not so long ago. Now it's 80.
Here's the thing that I think about people. Our banks are taking our money. The banks are actually taking our money, and they know this better than we do. They know this chart better than we do. And we put our money in there. They're taking our money and they're using it for this kind of stuff because they are investing in the blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's just a matter. I was just thinking about this the other day that, you may not have any interest in wanting to buy something and something like that. But here's this. You might have family in some part of the country that you're being charged a lot of money to send money to somebody across the world. Well, what if you just learned a little bit about crypto and you learned how to send money through crypto and they can have money anywhere around the world for just pennies on the dollar? See, we don't think about these things. There's a lot of ways that we can use this. It's not just about making money and doing that. But the truth is, my friends, we all need more money. I live in California, and to live here comfortably, I need to be making at least a minimum of at least about $7,000 to $8,000 a month. And in the coming years, my friend, if you think that you don't need some kind of money to make your life go forward, that's why I caution you against gambling in a casino, period. That is dangerous. That is what I call ludicrous. If you can take $10 and $15 and put it into something like this and be able to send your family money for just pennies on the dollar, to me, it's worth learning. And I'll tell you one thing, we can be, I used to be this way. I thought that being ignorant was a bliss. It's not, my friends, because people will work circles around us is what will happen if we don't get smart with these things that are happening in the banking systems, the technology. I talk to my mom about this all the time. She has a new phone and she says, it's the phone. I said, Mom, no, it's not the phone. The phone works. It has its little quirks, but it's the operator.
Right.
If you don't study, I just got a brand new phone. If I don't study it, if I don't learn, then I lose it, right? What you don't use, you lose. So there's a lot of opportunities here. You might have a business that you can possibly move on to the internet, like what I'm doing, obviously with my business is on the internet, but you can actually begin to incorporate these different systems to help you save money if you do transactions.
Mm-hmm.
I sent somebody $3,000 today. You know how much that cost me to send somebody $3,000? I think it cost me $38. No, it cost me $48 to send that. It's going to take about 4 days, 3 to 4 days. It didn't go overnight. If I would have did that in cryptocurrencies, if I would have had the money in cryptocurrencies and it could have been converted to the regular money when I sent it, it would have been just minutes. And it would cost me probably a lot less. I don't know. I imagine it would cost me a lot less than $50.
Yeah.
To send that amount in cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I'm talking about. It's all about educating. I don't want to offend anybody here, but unfortunately, people are going to get offended. I know that people are, but it's just the way it is. I'm trying to help people learn. I'm trying to help educate people. That's what we're doing. We're not experts. I don't consider myself an expert in cryptocurrency. I consider myself an expert when it comes to problem gambling. I can guarantee you that. You want to quit gambling? You hang out with me long enough, you will quit gambling if you want to. Right. Cryptocurrency, I'm just dabbling in it. I'm learning because it is future, and the future's here. Sadly, it's the truth, and it's the truth. We can't run from it.
Yeah, this is just about sharing knowledge. This is not about insulting anybody. You do what you want with the knowledge. We're just giving you some information that basically a very small minority of people, I would say less than 10% of the population really know and understand about cryptocurrency. But this is a thing that will be a very important factor in everyone's lives. And even the big corporations are accepting Bitcoin as payments. This guy motorized bicycles. He's talking about crypto equities and its relationship with stimulus and infinite. They have nothing to do with one another. So they have no idea what that question is about. They have nothing to do with one another.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, it's just a matter of learning here, and we're sharing with people. Right now we're going through some very difficult times. People are looking for ways to make money. People are looking for opportunities. Believe you me, people are spending a lot of money. I know this guy. In fact, I won't mention his name. Was it a couple days ago? And this is ridiculous, but this is the kind of stuff that's going on. This guy made $28,000 in one day. $28,000 in one day.
What's he doing? Trading?
No, he's not trading. Yeah, I don't think he knows anything about trading, but he's in a different type of business. But it's an international internet business. The guy started 4 years ago. The guy's, the thing is, he just looked into something, he learned, he built it, and that's the way it is. Some things work out very well. Some things take a little bit of time. Some things don't work out. Some things just don't work out. Some businesses, can you imagine opening up like a big restaurant, spending, over $150,000 and then having it to close down? I've seen it happen in 6 months. Nice restaurants. And you imagine all the paperwork, the permits. You talk about a gamble, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that, but it's life, man. It's life. It's life.
You say that, I want to touch on another topic here, because you're talking about money and working online. There are ways for you to use your gifts, your knowledge, just like what you're doing. Just what you're doing, sharing your knowledge and your expertise to help people. Those people who have knowledge and expertise can put their knowledge and expertise online and start building an income from their knowledge. So that is a way. If you have a passion, if you have an interest, and you can share it with other people, this is the perfect vehicle to share your knowledge and interest with other people and be able to monetize that knowledge and interest. What's up with this guy?
Is this truth or fiction?
Where are people, he's asking, where are people getting money from? Some people are using if they got a stimulus, some people threw it into crypto. First of all, there's only been like one stimulus check that's gone out. Second of all, there's plenty of money out there. So this guy is coming from a place of lack. There is plenty of money out there. Where people are getting it from, who knows? But there is plenty of money out there, so it's not coming from the Fed. The Fed is not giving money to people. And they gave one stimulus and that's it. And those people and what they gave went the first day they got it.
And here's the thing that we're really concerned about, and a lot of people have been saying this for the last couple years. They've printed money. You mentioned this the last time. They've printed money. The Feds have printed money over the last 3 or 4 months. More money.
Yeah.
And what is that doing to the that all that's doing is deflating the dollar even more. So the money, our money is just going down the tubes. Whether we want to accept that or not, it is.
It's true.
Because of the more printing, the more stimulus that they do, the deeper down we go into the hole. And the bubble's going to burst like it did in was it 2018?
Mm-hmm.
I mean 2009, 2008. Wasn't that when we had the big bubble that busted? It was too big.
The real estate bubble and the whole economy collapsed. Yeah. That was in 2008.
And that's exactly what and I don't know, maybe I should say this, but I think Trump, and I'm not agreeing with everything President Trump did or does. I know that he's a character, but I'll tell you one thing, out of all these individuals that I've seen in office, he was the only one that would be willing to stand up to some of these other countries that I feel, honestly, being as a veteran of 8 years, they're taking advantage of us. They've been taking advantage of us. Our military, our equipment, and I think that we deserve more. Our brothers and sisters are dying overseas, on other people's lands. And I think that's one of the things that I liked about Trump, that he was willing to stand up for the U.S. But other than that, I know, God's in control of who's going to be president next and all of that stuff. But, we can't hide ourselves anymore. We got to really be more focused, more alert of what's going on, because wasn't it in Greece 2 years ago? Was it a year ago where the people went to their banks and their banks shut them? Wasn't it or Italy that they ran out of money or something? Edwin, you remember that?
The euro collapsed in Greece, and
that was about a year ago.
I think it's been longer than that. It's been longer than that in Greece. Yeah, and that's been happening with money in every fiat money is going through the same thing.
And you notice every time you go to the store with $100 bill, like two back, I just noticed that. I'd never really paid any attention to it, but now you go to the store and it's like you go to buy stuff that's really healthy for you. $100 bill doesn't go. It doesn't. It just doesn't last, man.
Nope.
So I'm sorry to say this, but I know I need more money every single day. And in order for me to do what I'm doing, to pay people for books and editing and soft and all this stuff, that's a lot of money that I got to come up with every month. And I'll tell you, my friends, I don't have the donations coming in to support this. I got to do this on my own to help problem gamblers. So I'm going to look for ways that are going to be more efficient and they're going to bring profit. I have to. I don't have a choice to try to keep working the old dinosaur, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That age is gone, man. Yep. So we've had a few people. I do want to acknowledge a few people here before we're coming down to the end of the wire here. Thank you for the donation, Jim. Jim's always donating, man. I must have touched this guy's heart, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. And all of you others that have donated, thank you. Do you have a question, a specific question? I know there's a lot of doubt and stuff going on, and I can appreciate all of that. It's true. It happens. But unfortunately, like I said, my friends, if we think that if we think that ignorance is bliss, you're going to find a year, 2 or 3 from now that maybe your money is no longer worth anything. I think about this. I'm not just saying that towards you. I think about it too. Mm-hmm. In fact, sometimes when I even look at money today, when I look at the dollar, when I look at $20 bills, $50 bills, it even feels funny to me. I don't know if it feels funny to you, but it feels funny to me. It's like it doesn't even feel real anymore to me. Maybe it's this COVID-19 has done that to me. I don't know.
Well, here's another good point. The only thing that really holds its true value is gold and silver. Mm-hmm. Gold and silver. Another thing that you should be getting into in addition to crypto is gold and silver. Because that is the only thing that's going to hold its value. If you're going to need something to barter with or to sell or to use, you need to get gold and silver. And you can buy gold and silver. I mean, there are plenty of places to buy gold and silver coins, gold and silver bullion,
there's no loss there at all.
Huh?
There's no loss there. Even if you buy like the ingots of gold,
Right.
$100, there's
Yeah.
no loss there.
Right. Well, right now gold is at is about $2,000 an ounce, and they're saying that gold is going to go up to 5 to 10,000, in the next 5 years. So that's a whole nother, that's another way. If you got money and you want to put it somewhere, buy some pieces of gold and silver.
Palladium, yeah. That we've got metals too.
Yeah,
The
precious metals.
alloys.
Yes, definitely. Precious metal, palladium is hot. That's right, Rob. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of places to have it. Tax. That's the other thing too. That's a good point, Jim. That when you buy certain gold coins, it's tax free in the U.S. as well. You don't have to pay taxes for it, and you can pass it on to your hereditary. You can pass it on to your family. They don't have to pay any tax on it.
Mm.
So
So
good.
that's another good thing too, about having a something.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, I know we don't want to. I mean, if the U.S. dollar, I don't, the U.S. dollar is not going to crash in 6 months. Or, I mean, could it? It could happen. It could happen. But I'm thinking it's gonna happen sooner or later. The dollar's losing value. You can hold on to it as much as you can. I'm not saying that I mean, I have a little bit of funds in the bank, right? I keep a little bit. I'm not going to draw all my money and just go, stupid. But you have to be wise about what you have. You have to be really, really wise what you have. You have to learn to stretch it. You have to learn to stretch it and make it more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I heard this and it's ringing in my head. You can have money, even a little bit of money, and you can make money work for you instead of you working. In fact, somebody mentioned it about money being a slave. We should not be a slave, but money should be a slave to us. As long as we're focused on the vision of where we're going and we're doing the service to other people with a pure heart, with a good motive, I've noticed in my life, ever since I stopped gambling, the money's been coming in. I'm not going to say I'm a multimillionaire, but the money has been coming in. Why? Purity of heart, a good motive. And people know when they listen to you, they can tell whether you're trying to get into their pockets or you're trying to do something to harm them. They know. You guys know. And most of you that know me for a couple of years, I'm all about helping people and doing things, but unfortunately, I'm caught up in the technology fact, and that's just the way it is with me, man. And Edwin's the same way. I think we got bit by the bug, and but that's what entrepreneurs do. We fail, we get up, we learn, just like Thomas Edison, just like Benjamin Franklin, just like all these other leaders, Tai Lopez, Dean Graciosi, Anthony Robbins. They fell on their faces, they broke their noses a couple times, they got up, got patched up, looked a little funny with some bandages for a little bit. They go on. Anyways, I've said my piece. If anyone is interested in wanting to shoot over to Edwin to pick his brain a little bit or see what he's got going on, if you feel that you want to connect with him, feel free. In the description area, there's going to be a link and an email. And of course, you guys have my email. I didn't stay in touch. We're going to be back here. We are going to be back here on Sunday at 7 p.m. And then we're back here on Wednesday talking about self-mastery, self-empowerment, all these great things that we can do to ourselves to keep ourselves a little bit happier, maybe a little bit less pain-free. We're all hurting in some way. So I want to thank those of you that were here. Thank you for the donations, Jim. And we'll take on one more question here, but I want to acknowledge those of you, all of you here, Eric, Michael, Rob, there's Wig, Jim West, Jim Yumoto, Eric Daniel. There's a few others, Michael, Nicola, Natalia. Love that name. That's a beautiful name. So let me see. I think we've gotten everybody. And there's others that were watching that haven't come on board. So what do you want us? I'm going to leave you the floor. By the way, if you haven't purchased the Little Red Book, it makes a great gift during the holidays, my friends. This is for not just for problem gamblers. Support the mission. Support me. Help me help others. All right.
Yeah.
Last words, Edwin. Anything else you want to say?
Hey, I mean, basically, people have to think about the future. The thing is, where most people are only thinking about what's happening right now. And I understand that. A lot of us are stuck in, look, we only have so many resources to deal with, and we're stuck in that mentality. But you got to open up your mentality to that there is abundance around us, and that if you open up that mindset, it will bring more to you than just thinking about, man, I'm stuck at this point here, and that there are many changes coming. This technology is moving very fast, and information is moving twice as fast. If you're not keeping up with what's going on, you're going to look back in a few years from now and say, wow, Santos and these guys were talking some serious stuff back then. So you can take the information now and use it for the future, or just wait for the future and realize that you missed it.
Yeah. One there, Jim has another question. Destroy the dollar so that inflation. What happened during the old? Edwin's a little bit older than I am. Maybe he remembers that. During people thrive during the I hear stories about these sales guys that would thrive during the Depression days. They were out there making their extra $20, whatever it was, but it was a little bit more because they were different thinkers. They were just thinkers, man. They didn't follow, there's a story about the eagle, an eagle's egg that landed among the chickens, and the eagle cracked the egg or the eggshell and started pecking the ground and for worms, becoming like a chicken. But the eagle saw an eagle in the sky, and it knew that there was something different. But yet, man, I'm hanging around here with the chickens, and yet I see something that touches my heart way up there, and it's freedom. It's power, it's majestic, it's divine. Well, the eagle left the chickens. It got out of there, eventually got out of there, took off and flew off a mountain and never came back. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the way we got to be sometimes. We got to get out of that chicken patch that we're in sometimes. An extra $20, an extra $50 a month could help people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be thousands of dollars, just an extra little bit. And it's all about, again, no more gambling. No more gambling, my friends.
Yeah.
No more gambling in a casino, but we can learn about these future, autonomy. I mean, we got robotics. We've got our armies are going to be affected. In fact, the military is being affected, right? You think about the technology that's affecting. These guys are having to learn technology at the light of speed, the speed of light, or whatever that is. Robotics, these things. Then you got autonomy. Then you got technology, and you got 6G coming. We got just turned over to 5G. Well, you're going to be hearing about 6G pretty soon. Amazon's using it. Apple's using it. So it's out there. All of these things are just going to make our lives better in some ways. And for some, it's going to be a disaster because they're not going to want part of it. And anyways, I'm done. I can keep talking here. Edwin, we'll do it again. We'll do it again, and we'll get better on that, on the charts. We'll have some stuff set up for people, for those of you that are interested in learning about what we're doing. And again, if you decide that you want to go further, Edwin could help you a little bit more. I just know Coinbase. I go Coinbase, Robinhood. Let me see, and then I do Coinbase, Robinhood, and I do just. I research it. I get some information from some very successful people, their emails. That's how I'm doing it. And I just learn little by little. I'm not nobody big in this. So so you have to be very, very careful. I agree with everybody that says that. You have to be very, very careful. Yes. But you can learn from us if you want to, little bit by little bit, right? Little by little. or like they say, inch by inch, it's a cinch. You hang around the right people, you learn things, you can make decisions. You hang around the wrong people, they're going to force you to do things, and then you might make the wrong decisions and you'll pay for it later. All right.
All right. It's been great talking to you, Santos.
All right, Edwin. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. And I'm going to keep you in tune about that project. We'll see how it goes. In a couple of weeks, I'll probably talk a little bit more about it, and then see what you think about that too. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys that have been on the broadcast tonight. Remember, again, we're going to be here on Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And with that said, remember to make every day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top. I will see you guys on the next broadcast.
Take care.
Edwin. All right, brother.
Peace.